Hi guys, I'm Cody J and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now today's video is once again focusing on indie brand makeup. Now, indie brand makeup is so important to me because they are going to be the next big thing here in the next year or two, hopefully. And I think it's so important for us to put an emphasis on the hard work that these smaller brand owners are putting into creating these products and their brand. So if you'd like to see how I created this stunningly beautiful look using all indie brand makeup, keep on watching. Okay guys, so y'all know by now that I love indie brands, except for the scamming ones, but the majority of indie brands that I see are so amazing. They have a really wide variety of products. They are affordable. There's so much passion and drive and love that is put into these indie brands because they value what they're doing so much and they value their customers and they just put so much heart and soul into it, and that's why I love them. That's why I have a dedicated indie brand series here on my channel, and that's why I talk about them a lot. So to get this video going, I already did my brows, foundation, and concealer because I do not have anything new for those products for my face. So for my foundation, I use my Solo Giovanni foundation. I also use the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. And then for my eyebrows, I use the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. I'm not really sure if you'd call that indie brand, but that's all I have. Now, I have not set my face at all yet because I do have powder and everything else for the rest of my look, so I didn't want to spend time showing off products that you've already seen from indie brands on this channel. I want this to be focused on like new products. So for setting powder, I'm going to be using the Solo Giovanni Loose Powder. Now, normally I use a translucent powder under my eyes and in the concealed areas, but I'm going to be using this powder. So I'm going to take that Solo Giovanni Loose Powder with a beauty sponge and I'm going to dip into it. And then I'm just going to really press it into my skin. Now this powder is not translucent, but it's very light. When I do my under eyes, I like to really press the powder in before I start blending it out, just to really get it packed in. Okay, so for highlighter, I'm going to be using, again, the Solo Giovanni. They are a really great brand, so I recommend checking them out. I'm going to be using the Solo Giovanni highlighter. Now, I did review the brand Solo Giovanni on my channel a long time ago, but I have not used these products since that video, I don't believe. So I just thought I would play with them again because they are indie brand products, and they are honestly relatively new to me in general because I've only used them once. So like I said, I do have several indie brand products that are brand new that I've never seen or used. But again, this whole video is all about just indie brand makeup, so it doesn't all have to be like never before used on me. I'm just trying to keep the majority of it brand new, but there are some that I have to use again. So this highlighter is super beautiful, it's super vibrant and pink, and it's loose highlighter, which I am not used to. I usually use the pressed highlighter like the majority of us, I would imagine. So I do think it's kind of neat, and I do think it's a lot more vibrant. So I'm going to take my Morphe M501 brush, which I always use for highlighting, and I'm just going to pick up some of that powder and tap it off very little, and then just go right here on my cheek. Whoa. Now normally I'll use my Jeffree Star Cosmetics Ice Cold Skin Frost because it's very white and I like that blinding white highlight, but I'm okay with a nice pink highlight too sometimes. Now this highlighter is very blinding, like a little goes a long way, and I used a little bit and it went a long way. So I'm going to take my beauty sponge and I'm going to press it down onto the highlighted areas just to kind of tone it down a little bit and diffuse it. I do like a blinding highlight, but that's a bit much when it's bright pink like that. So we're just going to tone it down a little bit. Okay, so my thoughts on the foundation is that it's a really good foundation. It's not as full coverage as I typically like, but it is definitely a good foundation and it lasts a long time. I get these little lines on my forehead no matter what I do when I don't have my Botox in my forehead, and clearly I don't have any Botox in my forehead, unfortunately. The concealer from ColourPop I'm not loving. It's not the most hydrating concealer I've ever used, but it's not the driest. And the powder that I used is not my favorite, but it like does the job, you know what I mean? Like from far away, it looks decent. Like up close, it's kind of like, you could do better. The highlighter I love. It's super pigmented and it's blinding. It's just a little too blinding for me sometimes. So far, those are my thoughts on these products. Now let's get into the eyes. To start my eyes off, I'm going to, of course, prime with my P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 01. I'm just going to take my little sponge. If you're not priming your eyes before you do eyeshadow, are you even doing eyeshadow? So now for eyeshadow, I'm extremely excited to show off the new Bella Primavera eyeshadow palette by Bella & Co. I will link this brand and the brand owner Ashley's social media links down in the description box below, so you'll definitely want to go check them out. And I am also thankful to be affiliated with Bella & Co. So if you purchase from them and you'd like to save a couple bucks, you can use code J10, that is Jay 10, to save 10% off your order. Now this was sent to me in PR today, so I'm very excited to try it out. I also have some lashes I want to show you from them, as well as a new black lash glue and a makeup bag. So this is a 4-pan palette. It has all the ingredients on the back. It has a really iridescent back to it, which I think is kind of cool. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but in person there's like little glitter iridescence in it. It has a 12-month shelf life and it is cruelty free. When you open it up, it looks like this, and I'll just throw that out. And it looks like this. Now when I think of Primavera, which is spring, I think of all of these colors. This is literally spring, Easter, flowers, like it is everything. It literally is perfect for the cover. It is absolutely stunning. So I'm really excited about this. Y'all know I love my vibrant colors, so this is right up my alley. Now it looks to me that the only shimmer in here is Sunshine, which is the yellow right here. So I don't know why there's only one shimmer, but it is a beautiful color for a shimmer, so it'll work just fine. So to get this look started, I'm going to be going in with my Morphe M456 brush. It's just a really small blending brush. I've been really loving these a lot lately. Normally I would get a larger fluffy blending brush and kind of go in my crease area, but I like this because it keeps more control with my shadow. So to get this look started, I'm going to be starting with the color Cherry Blossom. How many times can I say the word start or started in like 20 seconds? But anyway, I'm going to be using Cherry Blossom, which is right here. It's a really light pink, and I'm going to be taking that on the inner corner of my eye. I'm going to tap off any excess, and there's like none. There's also no kickback yet so far, so that's good. So we're just going to push this in my inner corner. Now I want this inner corner to be really bright and light, so this shadow is doing just that. It's not meant to be a super bold color yet. Just want enough to be able to see it, and so we have that. Okay, this shadow is definitely one that'd be really good for blending out other colors like the red or the orange, but like I said, I just want a really light inner corner today, so this is perfect for that as well. We're making sure we have this so seamlessly blended, that way when we apply the next color, it will blend right on in with no problem. Okay, so I'm just going to take that same brush, wipe it off on a paper towel, reshape it a little bit, and now I'm going to be going in with the color Daisy, which is this beautiful orange down here at the bottom. I forgot to tell you that also, I mean you already saw, but it does come with a mirror if you like to use a mirror in your palette. I like to have my hand mirror, but I mean, I guess it's just weird for me to like hold palettes with a mirror. I don't know why, but I just like my hand mirror, so it is what it is. Okay, so now we're going to take that orange and we're going to stamp it on at the very end of that first pink shade and take it over a little bit. Now, so far, this is only the second shade, of course, that I'm using. They are not the most intensely pigmented shadows you've ever used, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Sometimes when shadows are really, really pigmented, it's overkill, and it's much easier to add more than it is to try and take away, you know what I mean? So I would rather build up a shadow to get the desired level of pigmentation than to just go ham and just have it be so vibrant that I'm like, this is too much. That's also good because then you can use these shadows in different ways and use them to create different types of looks, whether they're more subtle but colorful, rather than always having to have super intense, bold colored looks. You know what I'm saying? It makes it versatile. And just a little tip for you, if you struggle with pigmentation or you think it takes too long to build up pigment in general, not this palette, just in general, it's best to always stamp your shadow on first because you really get that vibrant pigmentation if that's what you want, and then you blend it out. But when you blend it out, sometimes the core pigment will lose its intensity, and then you can just quickly go back in and kind of add a little bit more to really build up that intensity again, but you also have it already blended out, so it's kind of like the perfect way to do it. So stamp your shadow on first, make it super bold if that's what you want, then go around the edges and blend it out. And if you need to add a little bit more pigment to the part that you stamped, you can do so. But it's just, to me, the best way of blending your shadows, so that way there's no issues. So again, I'm going to take the same brush, wipe it off onto my paper towel, and then I'm going to go in with the shade Honesty, which is right here. And that is a beautiful purple. Now there's a deeper purple underneath it called Carnation, and more of a cooler toned purple above it. So we're just going to stamp it into the orange and then take it down to the end of our tail. And then we're going to start in circular motions, blending the orange and the purple together. Very light pressure. You want to make sure you're using very light pressure, that way your shadows don't get muddy. Then as usual, we're going to go to the very edge of our shadow with our brush kind of flat and then scratch the edge. And then the very end, go in circular motions again to blend it out. Okay, so now that we have that purple on, I'm going to very gently and lightly kind of drag it down to my outer corner to kind of connect it to my lid and give it that shape. Then I'm going to clean it off one more time. Then we're going to actually be taking the shade Daylily, which is the purple here at the top, mixed with the dark purple at the bottom, which is Carnation. And we are going to be blending that on our outer V as much as we can. So we're going to take it here and take it down. This is just going to deepen the outer V, which I like, but also add another type of purple into the look. And just circular motions, buff it out, blend it out. I'm going to wipe that brush off. You know the drill. And I'm going to go in with Cherry Blossom again, which was the very first shade we used. I'm just going to go over the inner corner one more time just to make sure it's where I want and make sure it's blended in with the orange. Now I'm going to clean it off. I know I just said one more time, but we're going to clean it off one more time instead of getting a different brush. Okay, then we're going to take a fluffier blending brush. This is the Morphe M441 brush. And there's going to be no product on it. We're not going to dip into anything. We're just going to very, very lightly go over all the shadow we have put down just to make sure they're blended together. And when I say lightly, I mean lightly. This is just going to ensure that all your shadows are seamlessly blended. There are no harsh lines. Everything kind of just blends right into the next color. Okay, we are not done with the eyeshadow palette yet, but I'm going to take some of my P. Louise base. I'm going to put this on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to take a flat, rounded brush like so. This is the Morphe M124 brush. I'm going to dip that into my concealer on both sides of the brush. And I'm going to cut my crease. That way there's a nice blank canvas that I can put this yellow shimmer on. Okay, so I have this crease cut. I'm going to finish this eye while the base is a little bit tacky before I do this one real quick. So I'm going to be going in again with the shadow called Sunshine, which is the shimmer yellow right here. So I'm going to be taking my Morphe M224 brush, which is a synthetic flat brush like this. I also love it because of the rounded shape, which kind of like hugs the curvature of your eye, and that is exactly what you want. It makes life so much easier and it kind of does the hard work for you. Now, these shadows are very soft, but there's almost no fallout at all. The kickback, non-existent, like it's really, 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 really good. So we are just going to press this into our lid. That is beautiful already. Okay, so it's applying decently, but I also want to see what it's going to do if I spray a little bit of setting spray, because most times shimmer shadows work better when they're wet with something, but I always like to try them out first without it just to really see how good they are. This one is not bad at all. It's not the best I've ever used, but it's in no way, bad at all. I really do like it. So I'm just going to see what it's like with some setting spray, see if it makes a difference. So I think it definitely makes a difference. It just makes it easier to spread. Like the shadow is soft, but it's just, I don't know, it doesn't move as easily as I would like, but it definitely is pigmented and definitely beautiful. Okay, so the yellow is applied to both lids. Now, I did not need to use any setting spray for this eye to match this eye. Not all eyeshadows are obviously made the same and they don't all work the same. So normally when I use shimmer shadows, I just pat them on and usually that works. I know some people use their pinky to apply their shadows on their eyelids. So normally I just pack it on. But for this yellow specifically, it needed to be kind of dragged on with the brush. So instead of tapping it on this side like I did this side, I just literally drug it down and applied it like this. And it went on the same as this. So you don't need to use a setting spray. It can help, but you don't need to for this one. Okay, alrighty, next we're going to take the Morphe M456 brush that we were using earlier, and I'm going to make sure it's cleaned off. And I'm going to take a little bit of Rose, which is the red right here, of course. Am I playing there? Yeah, the red right there. And I'm going to take that on the outer corner of my eye, right in between the yellow and the purple, and kind of very lightly blend that in, just to give it a little bit more dynamic and just add a little bit more color. Okay, so far we have used 7 out of the 12 shadows. I'm not going to be using the green, I'm not going to be using Earth, which is the brown, I won't be using Hazel, which is here at the bottom. I don't think I'll be using Bunny, and I don't believe I'm using Tulip. but we will see. Okay, so for under my eye, I'm going to be going in with my Makeup Shack T14 brush, and I'm going to be taking the shade Daylily, which is the lighter purple here at the top. We mixed that with the one at the very bottom, but we're going to be taking that shade Daylily by itself on this brush, and we're just going to drag it underneath our lower lash line, and make sure we connect it though with the outer V. Now I chose this shade of purple because I wanted something that connects the lower with the upper, but I didn't want something that was super pigmented or vibrant because I don't want it to be overwhelming on my eye because we have a lot of colors going on. But let me just tell you, you'll see a single eye photo of this look on my Instagram or my Twitter, both. But in person, it is stunningly, flawlessly, amazingly blended. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is take that same brush that I just used, I'm gonna wipe it off as much as I can. I'm gonna dip into Bunny, which was the pure white shadow here at the top, and then I'm going to just press that into my inner corner a little bit, just to brighten it. Now I'm not going for anything crazy, I'm literally just using it to brighten my inner corner a little bit. So that is all I'm gonna be doing for the eyeshadow. We used almost all but like 3 of the shadows, 3 or 4, so I'm really happy with that. So now onto lashes. We are going to be using the Bella & Co lashes. They are right here. She sent me a little lash book. Now normally I don't wear these types of lashes in my videos because they're really big and full, and I have very small hooded eyes, so I use these for my single eye photos, but we're going to use them. Now I do have lash glue from Bella & Co. I have it white and black. I'm actually going to be trying out the black today because I've never used black lash glue before. Now of course, before I apply my lashes, we need mascara. I'm going to be using the Pony Cosmetics White Night Mascara. This is a 2-step mascara. The first step is for volume, the second is for length, so I'm going to give these a quick coat. So I'm only going to use the first step of this, which is for volume. I don't really care about the length since I'm putting false lashes on. Now I'm not going to take the tweezers out because I already have a handy dandy pair right here, but I'm thinking that I'm going to go in with Main Attraction, which is right here, these ones. I feel like this will be best for my eye because they look like they're the smallest and the least full, which again, I use the more full gaudy lashes when I'm using my single eye looks, like when I'm taking them, because I have my eye like half open so you can see everything and I need them to like fly up. But when I'm on camera, I don't need them to be super big because then you can't see anything because I'm looking right at you because hooded eyes. So I'm going to take my black lash glue and put a nice little coating on here. Now what I'm afraid of is that I feel like black lash glue is kind of unforgiving and white lash glue is kind of like, well, it doesn't dry clear, but it's not like solid white, so it kind of isn't as noticeable. But I feel like if this gets on anything, you know, eyeshadow related, like colorful or bright, you're gonna see the black and it's gonna mess it up. It's gonna be a mess. Because it's not like you just usually throw them on and it's perfect. You gotta move them a little bit, you know, so that I'm kind of worried about. Okay, so this lash is absolutely beautiful, but like I was afraid of, that black lash glue got on my lid and messed it all up, so now I need to fix it real quick. Okay, these lashes are both on. They're so beautiful. I love the way they flare up and out. They're definitely gaudy, and I haven't worn lashes like this in like a long time, but they're stunning and I'm obsessed. Now, I used the white lash glue on this side just because I didn't want to deal with that again. That has nothing to do with the lash glue or the quality or anything at all. It has to do with me having a shaky hand. Now for my waterline though, as far as liner, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner. I'm just going to be using this Lilac Bright Purple just to give it a little pop of something. Alrighty, eyes are all finished. They're looking absolutely stunning. That blend, it's colorful, it's vibrant. I'm obsessed with this. This is actually one of my probably top 5 eyeshadow looks I've ever done. So to finish this look off, I'll be using my Beauty Bakery liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Salted Caramel Mocha. This is one of their whipped lips. So we are going to throw this on real quick. So all my face needs is one giant spritz, or 3, of setting spray. So I'll be using the Slay All Day setting spray in the scent Rose. This is from Gerard Cosmetics. So I'm just gonna give this a nice little shake. Ooh, that's refreshing. It is rose scented, but it's just a smidge overwhelming. But as long as it works, it works. It's very refreshing. So guys, this is the completed look. I'm obsessed with it. I think everything about it is absolutely stunning. I think the lip is complementary to the eyes. The eyes look so good. They're stunning. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just Anyway, so real quick, I want to run through everything. The foundation from Solo Giovanni is Cody J approved. It already has been. I like it. The concealer from ColourPop, I just don't like it. It's very dry. In person, it's really separating underneath my eyes. I'm just not a fan. It doesn't have enough coverage for me personally. The highlighter from Solo Giovanni is beautiful. It's blinding. It's just super, super, super beautiful. I like it a little bit more toned down, so that's why I went over it with my beauty sponge. The setting powder from Solo Giovanni, I'm just kind of iffy with. Like, it looks good at first. It could be better, but it's not bad. But it is something that I think you'd enjoy. I also love everything about my eyes. The Bella Primavera palette from Bella & Co. is Cody J approved. I think it is a stunning palette. I did forget to tell you that it is only $15. That is before my discount, which again, you can use code J, J-A-Y, 10 for 10% off your purchase. It is a stunning 12 shadow palette. The colors are very vibrant. They're very easy to work with. They're very blendable. I think they are super wonderful. There's no kickback, no fallout. This is a palette that you will definitely need to add to your collection, and I highly recommend you add it to your collection. The lashes are stunning. They went on very nicely. They're super comfortable. I don't even feel that they're there. The lash glue is such a good lash glue. Again, I'm just gonna stick with the white lash glue. It's just easier for me because I don't have the steadiest of hands, but there are options between white and black if you would have a preference on which color lash glue you'd like with your lashes. They are so beautiful. They fan up and out. I just think it looks so, so nice. So overall, all of these products are Cody J approved except for the ColourPop concealer. And last but not least is the Slay All Day setting spray. The smell is a bit overwhelming. I'm not a fan of that, but it feels really, really nice. It's very refreshing. It is a lot that comes at your face at once, but it's not like crazy bad. It's just more than I'm used to. I'm used to using like the continuous setting mist. This is a very fine mist, whereas this is not a fine mist, but it feels nice. Like I said, the scent is a bit overwhelming for me personally, but if it works, it works. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to keep up with all things Cody J, you can follow me on my social media on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook, all at Cody J Artistry. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up down below. Click that big red subscribe button so you can join my YouTube family. Turn on my YouTube video post notifications by clicking that bell icon and switching it to all. And I will see you guys in the next one.